Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey.
Would you like to introduce yourself and the other band members that are not here?
Yeah. So, hi guys. I'm Erin Marie Garrett. I am lead singer for Dallas rock band called Love Sick Drug. And I'm really excited to be here with you guys today.
I'm going to ask you the question that everybody has to ask. How did you get the name?
Say again.
How did you get the name of the band?
So, I've been singing since I was a kid. And I've been in a couple other bands. I also perform as a Disney princess, believe it or not. So just kind of singing here and there, and I've done a lot of national anthems. I've been Elsa. I can't tell you how many times. Do not ask me to sing "Let It Go." Um, so my guitar player Billy Blair, actually we worked on a couple of films together because I also work as a model and an actress. And at the time I had no idea he was in the band. He had no idea I sang. A mutual actor buddy friend of ours shot me a text one day and was like, "Hey, are you still singing?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "Well, a buddy in my band is looking for a new lead singer. If you're interested, I'll pass your info along." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And this was, like I said, towards the end of 2020, which was super fun. Um, I got a call from Billy and he was like, "Dude," and I'm like, "Dude," it's just so random. We met for coffee, kind of talked about a few things, and he was like, "Well, if you want to, come to the studio and jam with us, and the guys can meet you, and we'll see how it goes." And that was 4 years ago. So here we are now. Like I said, we're based in Dallas. Two guitar players, bass player, drummer, and myself. Billy Blair, Lou Morris, Chris Carnage, and Fernando Salas. We have been working really hard. Got our album out, so it's on Spotify and iTunes. You can download, stream, all that fun stuff.
So, when was the earliest moment you remember?
Say again.
What was the earliest moment that you remember of you singing?
The earliest moment I remember of me singing,
Yeah.
I was probably about 7. I used to sing in school and some, small functions like that. My dad actually sang and played guitar as a kid. He was obsessed with Elvis and Buddy Holly. So that's kind of where I guess it all started at that point. And I've just kind of been doing it ever since. Nothing as big as this band now. I mean, well, technically I've done some big stuff, but it's not been a full band and it hasn't been, we don't have a full album. I've done a lot of national anthems for some really big, huge events. I've sang for the Texas title belt, Oscar de la Hoya boxing fights. I've done some horse races. I was a former Miss Arena Cross, which is the motocross circuit. I used to travel with them and sing the national anthem for all those shows, and been in a couple smaller bands here and there. And like I said, I performed as a Disney princess. I've been Elsa. I can't tell you how many times for like corporate events and stuff like that, and different things. But kind of been doing it all my life. Um, wasn't really classically trained, if you want to put it that way, because I really picked up a lot from my dad. I have had voice lessons from different coaches, but I'm what you would call a mimic. So I would just hear something and I can kind of just, you know, redo it. But music is definitely my heart and soul above everything else that I do. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes you feel like you're alive. So it's definitely who I am for sure. And I just feel really lucky to be with these guys. The guys in my band are just beyond talented. I mean, it's crazy. And for me, rock music is just kind of really more my jam. It's like when that guitar hits and the bass kicks in and you can feel the drums, it's like it's all right here. There's nothing like it. It's awesome. I love it.
Do you still get stage fright at all?
Say again?
Do you still get stage fright?
No, no. Like I said, I've been performing since I was a kid. One of my favorite things about being on stage actually is when the crowd is connecting with you and they're singing along with you or they're reaching out for you. Not to get too deep into weird nerdy, but music is therapy. I'm sure you know that. And so to me, I mean, the Mayo Clinic even did like a study on it. But to me, it's what I love about performing live is being able to connect with other people for that 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever the set is, and pulling them out of their reality for a minute. You know, everybody has crap going on in their lives, right? When you come to a rock show, you just sort of let go and you just are into the music, and it's seeing the smiles on the faces and everybody jamming and throwing up, the horns. It's like you get to be a part of making somebody happy for that moment and putting them in a different reality. And that's the coolest thing. I'm getting chill bumps. It's just the coolest thing to me to do that, to be able to connect with people like that. There's nothing else that can do what music does, regardless of race, religion, creed, status, whatever. Everybody just music touches everybody, regardless of who you are, and that's just the really cool thing about it for me.
We're gonna go back. I don't know how old you are, but we'll go back a little bit here. When you were in high school, what was your playlist look like?
So, you're cutting out a little bit. Say again.
When you were in high school,
Yeah.
what was your playlist look like?
Oh gosh. Um, I had some classic stuff like some Elvis from my dad. I had probably some pop. And then I had a lot of classic rock. Like I'm really still into bands like Aerosmith and Motley Crue and Bon Jovi, and even like Toto and Phil Collins to me is just a freaking genius. And one of my very favorite singers is Christina Aguilera. And I know I'm in a rock band, but like her voice is just, I don't know. She just does it for me. So probably that. It's a mix of kind of everything. Um, but yeah, those are probably the top ones that I had.
I ask this question every episode, and people probably kind of get tired of me asking this, but I don't care. What do you want to leave behind? Like your legacy, your last hurrah, like your.
You know, I would love for us to be able to say that we're making a living playing music. That would be really cool. And I think when you get to that point, you feel accomplished. And if you can leave behind anything, I mean, it's the music, right? Like it's that feeling. I mean, that's something that lives on. I mean, if you look at, any of the greats, like I talked about my dad and Elvis, I don't care how old you are or what time or what, year it is. It's like that's part of what will transcend time, right? So, I mean, I think that that one's kind of self-explanatory. Definitely for me, it's like I get to give part of my soul really to anybody that wants to listen, and hopefully it touches people and inspires them in different ways.
If you can leave a time capsule, what are your top five items you would put in there?
Say again.
If you could, your own time capsule,
Uh-huh.
pick five items that you would put in there so you
Five
can,
items
when you dig it up, say 5 years from now, that put a smile on your face.
just for me, not to show anybody, just so that I can look at it.
Yeah, you're gonna put it somewhere and dig it up five
um
years later.
the Probably the first thing would be my sparkly microphone. Kind of obsessed with it. It's just, I love it. It makes me happy. I'm very glam rock. It's funny when people look at me, they're like, "You're in a rock band, okay, Barbie," and I'm like, "Yeah." It's like I don't know, like my playlist right now is it's got some hard stuff like Bad Omens, some Motley Crue, and um, Shine Down, some Disturbed. Like I like some of the harder stuff, but yeah, my sparkly microphone, pictures of family, friends, which includes band, because I think that's really important. Um, Probably a playlist of all my favorite songs. What's that? Three? I've got two more.
Is
Um,
Genie on the bottle in that one?
Yeah, yeah, right. That'd be fun to do. If we could do a rock version of that, that'd be kind of cool, right? Let's see, two more things. Um, I don't know, maybe like a video of all my friends like being just completely stupid, like just to make me laugh. And then the last thing, probably notes and gifts and things that fans have given us to say that they like us, they appreciate us. We'd gotten a couple from one of our last shows, our big one, and people literally were telling us, I didn't come to see Lovesick Drug. I came to see whoever the headliner was. But now I'm a fan. Thank you so much. And that is really cool because I feel like, especially when you're creating original music, you never know how it's going to be accepted, right? If you're a cover band, everybody wants to hear the songs they know. If you're a house band, you play whatever they tell you to play. But I think when you're an indie band and you're an original band, it's always a roll of the dice, right? Like it's a gamble. It's like, are people going to like this? Are they going to? I mean, I honestly thought the first time I went on stage with the guys that I was going to get tomatoes thrown at my face. Like they were going to be like, you're not rock. What are you doing up there? And, my voice is not, I'm not a screamo, and I was
Have
totally bracing myself for that. So yeah.
have you seen the price of tomatoes right now? I don't think they've tomatoes.
What is it? Say again.
I said, have you seen the price of tomatoes right now? I don't think they've thrown
Yeah, too
or
expensive.
eggs at all.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was literally like ready to like duck, be like, okay, great. They're gonna be like, who are you? Who do you think? And it we actually got a really positive experience. So yeah, I would say, notes and gifts and thank yous from fans and people that are enjoying our music and saying that it's meant something to them and they now like our band. I mean, that's huge, right? So yeah, that would be things that I would want to see in the future that would make me happy. I mean, it's a sense of accomplishment, but it's like that warm fuzzy too.
If you could feature with anybody, who would that be?
Say again. Sorry, it's really
If
hard to hear.
you could feature with anybody, who could that be?
Feature, like as
Yeah,
in like share the stage with?
stage, music video,
Oh,
CD.
um,
I know I'm old. I say CD.
that's a tough one. I really admire so many people that are musicians. I mean, Phil Collins is still one of my favorites. He's just I have a record player and I have all of his records, like actual records. I
Him
just
by him by himself or with Genesis?
oh, I don't care. I mean, could be him and anybody, but like, I mean, I that he just I don't know. There's something about his style that just really has always spoke to me. In the Air Tonight's obviously everybody's favorite. One of my favorites is I Wish It Would Rain Down. That one is just such a cool song. I would love to recover that. I really also am really still into Bon Jovi. My mom was really into all that. And he just has such a cool sound. And like there's so many songs that he's done that are really awesome. I really like Motley Crue too. They're so glam rock. They're so fun. Like um, and I feel like a couple of our songs, like one of our songs, "Gonna Be Mine," kind of has that sort of like Motley Crue feel. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be picky if it was anybody big. I'd be like, let's go. When do you want to go? Like, I'm in. I'm not. I'm definitely not diva. I am not. I'm very humble about the opportunities that I've been given, and my whole band's that way. We're just a bunch of goofballs. Like we don't try too hard to be cool, and we're not like, oh, rock and roll. Like we're so bad. Like we're really silly. Like we're just having a good time, making friends, making music.
What was your most favorite moment on doing a music video?
Say again.
Your favorite moment of doing a music video?
We just shot one for our single called "Can't You See," and it's kind of like a rap rock one. It's very like Limp Bizkit. So I was trying to play Fred Durst in my head, like if I was like the girl version of him. Um, I think my favorite moment for that would have been, I guess, when the cameras weren't rolling and us just, you know, laughing about everything and just enjoying each other's time. I mean, obviously, we all have jobs and we all do other things, and then we come together for practice and for shows and stuff. But when we do get together, like we had a little Christmas party together, when we do get together as a band, we actually like each other and we laugh a lot. And we're, my guys are great. They're so talented and they're just such good people. It's like a bunch of big brothers. It's really awesome. Um, but yeah, I would have to say that, like, spending time with them. It's like I think if we'd actually talked about it. If we had more time on our hands and we didn't all have to work like crazy, I think we would probably go hang out more and do more things just for fun. So yeah, favorite time on set for that last video would have just been cracking up when the cameras were off, I guess.
Do you think it's hard to get noticed get noticed now?
Do I think what?
It's hard to get noticed.
I mean, yeah, everything is, it's I mean, I think before, it was kind of like everybody wanted a label, right? And they wanted to get picked up and all this stuff because that's where your I guess your face to the world is shown because they have the budget to do it, right? And we don't really have that. So we're kind of trying to do everything on our own. Um, which is why we're so grateful when people come to our shows and buy our merch. I always even say on stage, I'm like, "Hi, we're a poor indie band from Dallas. Go buy our shirts."
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to get noticed, I think, for any musician. If you don't know the right people, or if you're not connected somehow with like the A-listers, I think it's you're crossing your fingers hoping that somebody sees you or somebody hears you and they tell the right people. We have been super lucky to work with a lot of really good venues here in Dallas and also through Texas. The club owners like us. We really push hard for ticket sales. We've sold out almost every show, which still blows my mind. Um, but we hustle. We're not just like sitting around playing diva waiting for somebody to come find us. Like we're actually, you know, trying to get out there and talk to people and promote ourselves and get in front of people and do more and give like freebies. Like we did a raffle for a guitar at our last show. It looks so good. So cool. It's awesome. But we try to make sure that we give back and we try to also go to like people that have come out to our shows, like, other bands will go to their shows and like try to support them. It's like a community. We try to make sure that we're giving love back. But yeah, it's definitely hard to get noticed. You know, I mean, we're in Dallas. We're not in LA. We're not in New York. So that the I would say the opportunities probably aren't as great. But then I also feel like if you're in those places, you might not get seen either because everybody's chasing the same thing. So who knows? Maybe being in Dallas is a good thing. I don't know. Also, I like your sweatshirt. I'm reading it. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. I It has a saying on the back as well. Um, if you could pick your own venue to play
Mhm.
anywhere in the world, what is your main target that you want to play?
Um, this is gonna sound super girly, and my guys are probably gonna kill me for saying this, but I would love to play Madison Square Garden because I feel like if you put that on your resume, it's like I have arrived. But I also really want to play like Whiskey Go Go and some of those places that's like all the cool classic rock bands have been. Um, but yeah, that would have to be probably my top just because I feel like that's kind of like, you know, it's like that's the place that like all the greats have been, I guess. I mean, the first time that we played House of Blues here in Dallas, I videoed myself kissing the stage. I was so excited to be there. Like I just was like, this is amazing. Like I'm just like beyond grateful. Like just so cool.
Have you ever been to Madison Square Garden?
Say again?
Have you ever been to Madison
I
Square
have
Garden?
not. I have not. No, but it's definitely a bucket list item for sure.
So you're into acting, you're into modeling and music. Is there anything else that you
So
thread? Do you dance?
yeah, yeah, I dance. I mean, I cheered in college. My mom actually begged me to try out for the Cowboys cheerleaders when I first moved here, and I kind of realized how things went with that, and I was like, it's not really my jam. One of my really good friends was a Mavs dancer for a while, and unfortunately, they just don't pay them enough. I mean, it's kind of sad because the guys are making millions. But I my other kind of side hustle is I work as a corporate DJ. So I DJ, like, Christmas parties or sales parties or whatever. I got to do the 4th of July celebration here for the city of Irving, Las Colinas. It was like 10,000 people and they had like a drone fireworks show. So that's a lot of fun. It's still music related, which makes me happy. Rolling all your gear in is a little tough, especially when you're tired, but it's for me, it's like it's connecting with the crowd and it's connecting through music that just really fills my soul up. So probably, yeah, that'd be the other thing that I do. I mean, I enjoy modeling, but it's not the end goal. I mean, at some point I won't be able to do it anymore, which is fine. But I feel like, being a singer, I mean, I could be like, 80 years old in some, like smoky jazz bar somewhere, leaning on a piano, just belting it out. And that would still make me super happy.
So why did you say you don't think you'll be able to model for that much longer?
I mean, I guess I could. I just, that's not my like end goal dream is to like do that forever. Like I would rather be singing forever because that's where my heart is. Like I mean, it's fun. I like it. I've gotten to work with a lot of really cool people and some like really great brands. I mean, today, like right before I came on the show with you, which is why I'm in my car, I was actually filming for a med spa. So I do it. It's part of how I make a living. And I get to work with a lot of really great people. I've done so many different aspects of it, whether it's on camera or like runway or print or whatever. I mean, this past year I had a lot of really cool opportunities. I got 2 covers of FHM magazine and some other fashion magazines, and I've got another one coming out. And it's funny because a lot of the times they'll be like, well, what do you want to talk about? How do you want to put it in your bio? And I'm like, can I talk about my band? So I'm always like plugging in everything Lovesick Drug wherever I can, if they let me. So that's kind of cool.
So apparently I was on TikTok earlier, and somebody asked who's coming on tonight, and apparently I can't say your name on TikTok.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. What?
I said apparently you cannot say the name of your band on TikTok at all.
Really? Why?
I got filtered,
Really? That's so weird.
so I
Huh?
just had to put the 3 initials. So
That's so. I don't have a TikTok, so I don't know.
no, yeah, apparently on that social platform you cannot announce your name on there.
Really? Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Snapchat either. Just
I'm too old for Snapchat. I'm done with that.
yeah.
But you know,
I
like
I never saw the point in it really, and the reason I'm mostly on my Instagram, which is at E Marie Garrett. If you want to follow me. Oh, there went my thing. Um, sorry, my lights went off in my car. Um, but I mean, I have a Facebook, but I'm never on it except for the group band chat. Um, and the only reason I really still have Instagram is because I feel like that's where a lot more work comes from me. I mean, I get freelance jobs from there too, and then also my agencies, like at the end of our, like on our profiles on our model agencies, like they'll have photos, and then they'll have your stats, and at the very bottom they'll have your Instagram link so that clients can go there and check out the real you. I guess is how they put it. But yeah, I don't have a TikTok, so I'm not really sure what's going on with all that. And of course, it's been in the news like crazy. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Like I hear about it, but that is weird that you can't say that. I don't I mean
certain words on certain platforms you can't say,
it.
and you have
Yeah,
to
I don't know why.
use letters and
Maybe because the word drug is listed and the name of our. I
probably.
don't. I mean, I have no idea. Like all of our songs. I mean, we don't even have cuss words in our songs. Like it's pretty. It's rock, but it's like it's not like rap. It's like I mean, we don't have any like hardcore like you know any of that stuff in there. It's just straight rock. So yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe the third word in our name, Lovesick Drug.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean and we kind of pulled that from. I'm sure you've heard the term, and I did it at our last show. We had like the curtains pulled, and they had me flying down from the ceiling, and the overview was me behind a lot of really cool like thunderstorm noises, saying love sickness is like a drug. The more you crave it, the more it consumes you. So that's kind of where the feel of everything sort of came out of. But yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is. I
And I
mean,
was like, I typed it and it said filtered. I'm like, okay.
yeah, I mean, I don't,
And I
like
just
I said, I
typed
don't
in
know.
the
Yeah, I mean, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Our new video's up on YouTube. If you want to go check it out, it's pretty fun. We shot it at AMS Studios here in Dallas with director Jason Starn. He's great. It was so much fun to do. And that's our kind of like rap rock song, which is fun. And we're goofy. Like if you watch it, you'll see how goofy we are. We just like to have a good time.
So most of your songs, does it come from experience or is it a story that somebody else told you and you just
Um,
bit and
it's
pieces?
kind of both. I mean, everything that you do that's original, right? You're gonna have your touch on it. You're gonna have your spin on it. And then of course you want it to, you know, make sense musically. My guys compose everything. I have not composed anything. And it's, I mean, we just, I don't know, it just kind of all works. I mean, like I said in the beginning, like I was really worried about how I was going to sound with them because three of my guys are actually in another band. They're in a metal band and they're like hard metal. And so there's a little bit of mix of like metal, pop, punk, southern rock, in Lovesick Drug. And I remember telling Billy whenever I met him when he was like, yeah, you should come out and sing with us. And, of course it worked. But I was like, listen, I don't sound like some screamo goth chick. Like, that's not what my voice sounds like. I'm an alto, so it's a deeper tone, but it's not, it's like, so if that's what you're wanting for this kind of like theme for this, person that you're looking for to fill that spot, like, I'm not your girl. But I didn't get tomatoes thrown at me on stage and people seem to like it. So here we are 4 years later.
Freaky, Freaky Friday scenario. Which band member you would not want to be for 24 hours?
Definitely not Billy. Our last show, he's going to kill me for saying this. Our last show, he had like three girls that he was dating show up at the same time and he runs up in the dressing room and he goes, crap, they're all three here. What do I do? And I was like, maybe stop dating three people at a time. I don't know. It's just crazy. We love him though. He's our Billy. Yeah, I definitely would not
Say
want
what?
to. I don't think I could handle the stress.
Three people at once.
Say again.
I said dating three people at once. Yeah, yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
Sorry, I still can't hear you.
I said dating three people at once. That's a hard pass for me.
Oh, I mean, like, what do you just copy and paste text messages? Like, how does that? I don't even. What's that even
I
work?
mean,
Just what?
technically you could copy and
Yeah.
paste.
Well, I mean, and I always laugh at people that have like several, and I'm like, so what you're telling me is you want 3 to 4 women nagging you all the time because that sounds exhausting. Because it's like at some point they're gonna get they're gonna get pissed, and then you're gonna be like in the middle of all. No, just no.
So another scenario.
Sure.
Out of all of you, who would win the Hunger Games?
Oh God. Probably Lou. He's former military. So he knows how to operate weaponry properly, and I'm sure knows how to like be sneaky in the woods and all of that stuff. I'm a military brat, so I know some, but I'm probably about $116. I'm kind of tiny. I don't know that I could hang. Yeah, he would probably definitely win. I mean, he just has that. He just has that in his background. Like he would know exactly what to do. And he sort of acts as our band manager too. He's so great. I mean, he does so much for us. I mean, he and his girlfriend Cindy, who's just, I love her. They come to every show with like this cart full of everything, and they set up the merch table and put it up and make it look great. And he's always behind the scenes, working on our website, working on more merch stuff, trying to get new graphics out and everything going for us. I mean, he works 24/7 on all this stuff for us, and we all thank him because I wouldn't even know where to start with some of it, but he's just really good about the business side of it, and he's just super humble. and wants to make sure that everything goes well. And if something's wrong, we all look to him like, hey, how do you fix this? Like, even equipment wise, we're like, how does this work? So yeah, he would definitely be winning all the stuff for Humber Games for sure.
You don't think you have a chance?
I mean, I might come in a close second. I don't know. I'm pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
Huh?
Said you're pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I played a whole bunch of sports in high school. I played basketball, softball, volleyball, was a cheerleader, and then did gymnastics too. So I mean, I have a little bit of that in me, and because I'm a military brat, like I know some stuff too. Like my dad taught me some cool stuff, but I mean, I wasn't actually in the military myself, so I mean, I don't have those skills. I was just around it. I'd be hiding in a tree somewhere while they were all doing everything else.
I could see that actually.
Yeah. They'd be like, y'all good down there? Okay, great.
So you said you're from Texas. What is like your top 5 places for somebody that's visiting has to go?
Oh gosh, now I gotta play tourist guide. Okay. I mean Dallas, obviously, that's where we are. Dallas is great. There's so much to do here. I mean, the food, like the restaurants, the bars, the places to go to see live music. I mean, obviously the sports. We've got the Cowboys and the Stars, and the Rangers and the Mavs. Like we've got some really great sporting events that you can go to here.
Two
Um,
out of three is fine.
huh?
I said 2 out of 3 are fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm partial to hockey because it's just fun to go to hockey games. I have never dated a hockey player or anything like that. I just like going to hockey games. But like Dallas Fort Worth area, there's just a lot of cool stuff to do. Like if you head towards Fort Worth, obviously there's the stockyards, so you get like the full, Texas feel with like the cowboy boots and the hats and the horses and the whole thing. And they always do like a parade and all that fun stuff. It's like that old Western kind of feel, which is funny because Dallas is so very different from Fort Worth. Dallas is very city, and then Fort Worth's very like country Western. Um, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff to do here. Austin's also really fun. There's a lot of really cool places to go down there. I mean, I've gone down there for I don't know how many auditions, and over the years, it's like that's been the hub for a while. But I think a lot of stuff's actually going to start coming to Dallas now, with the stuff that has unfortunately happened in California. I think that we're going to start getting an influx of like more TV and film here for production. Um, I've worked in San Antonio before. The Riverwalk down there is cool. There's a lot of things to do there. I've done some gigs in Houston. You know, that's I think Houston is I think more known for like oil and gas stuff like that though. So I don't know. I'm partial to Dallas because I live here. I'm not from here. I wasn't born and raised here, but I definitely call Dallas home. Like I really like being here.
Okay, by that being said, who are you rooting for on Sunday then?
So
Or you
I was
don't
born
care?
in California. Huh?
Is it or you don't care about the Super Bowl?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Say again.
I said, uh, who are you rooting for Sunday, and or do you not care?
Kind of don't care. Is that bad?
I mean, no, that's not bad.
Yeah. I I sports are like I enjoy going to games and stuff with friends because I'm around friends and so it's like a fun event. But I mean, I'm not like religiously watching them on my TV or on my phone like, obsessed with it. I have friends that are and they, do fantasy betting and all that kind of stuff and I've tried to kind of get into it, but it's just I'm so busy with other things like I don't really have time to sit down and watch that. And truth be told, anybody that knows me, um my downtime like decompression, I will sit in bed and watch stand-up comedy. I don't know why, but like for some reason that just totally chills me out. I love to laugh, and stand-up comics to me are some of the most talented people I think because they're not like me. They don't have a band. They don't have somebody they can play off of. Like if you're shooting a film or a TV show or whatever, you don't really have scenery. You don't have props. It's you and a microphone and a blank stage and a whole bunch of people staring at you going, yeah, make me laugh. Like, so I don't know. I admire them, and I admire how well they're connecting with an audience, and just the fact that they can deliver that makes you just like, I've laughed so hard at some people, like my face hurts. And I just, that's kind of like what I would like to do, is like, I like going to stand up shows and watching them on TV just to kind of like chill out after I've been at a gig or whatever.
So if that's the case, his name is Lee Cross.
Say again.
His name's Lee Cross.
Okay.
He's from Bryan, Texas, I believe.
Okay. I don't know where that is, but I can look it up.
Like around that area.
Uh-huh.
You should definitely check him out.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I will. Like I said, I love it. I love to laugh. I'm my guys are really goofy, and they've told me a million times, we're so glad you're not a stuck-up diva, because I'm really not. And we're just all sitting there cracking up. It's like hanging out with a bunch of dudes in high school that they're all my brothers. We're really nutty. Like, sometimes it's annoying. Like I mentioned, Lou's girlfriend, like she'll just sit there and roll her eyes at us and be like, "Are y'all done yet?" We just love to have a good time.
So if you had to play one of your songs only using a ukulele
Oh gosh.
or covering Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle,
Why you pick that one? Okay.
because I mean that's one of the most popular, or the what do you call it, or dirty, or I mean
Yeah, I
there's
guess.
so
Yeah.
so many others, but
Oh yeah.
everybody has some has a soft spot for Genie in the Bottle. You
Sure.
know, like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm not saying she doesn't have other
Is that
bangers,
your
but
soft spot? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You're like, yes,
I
yes.
mean, I mean,
Just say yes. It's okay. I love it.
I
So if
played
I
the
had to
fifth on
play
that.
a ukulele, wait, say again. If I had to use a ukulele to play any of those songs, is that what you're asking?
No, if you had to play the ukulele to one of
Uh-huh.
your songs,
Oh, it's one of my
that's all.
songs. Okay.
That's all you get to use. No drums, no nothing. Just
Okay.
ukulele, a cappella, or Christina Aguilera on the ukulele.
Um, First of all, I don't know how to play a ukulele, so this would be really funny. Like really funny. Um, I would say our song "The Trail," because that one is probably more of our like, got a country southern vibe to it more than the rest of them. It starts out with me singing a cappella, rolling into it. And we actually, our video that we shot for it, we rented out like a full old school Western town, like somewhere like in East Texas. And we filmed all day. And the guys were picking up like banjos, and like our drummer at the time was drumming on like an upside down wash, like a metal wash tub, like tried to give it that old like saloon Western, you know, like, you know, rides at dawn type feel. So yeah, probably that song, "The Trail."
What was the best advice you were ever given?
You're gonna make fun of me, but you just said you liked Genie in the Bottle, so I'm gonna roll with it. The best advice I was ever given was not given to me by a person. It is the song that I constantly have to sing when I perform as Elsa, "Let It Go." I think that, for me especially, I think that you hold on to too much stuff that you can't control, and you have to learn to let it go sometimes, and just kind of see where the cards fall, and know that it'll eventually all work itself out. I have to remind myself that a lot. And I think, especially when you work in entertainment, especially for me, like the many different areas that I do work in entertainment, because it's not just music. I mean, I get turned down for model jobs left and right because I'm not whatever. And then I get picked up for tons too. It's like, you never know what you're going to get. And the auditions for TV and film, or like music, you're constantly dealing with unknown, and you're constantly dealing with rejection. constantly dealing with rejection. And it always makes me laugh when people are like, oh, this person's an overnight sensation, or you get so much work. And I'm like, if you saw half of what was underneath the tip of the iceberg of the no's that I've heard, and the we don't want you, and the you're not what we want, or we're pursuing another option, it's, it gets to you sometimes. You start to feel
I
like, oh my
get it.
God, huh?
I said I get it.
Yeah, you start to feel
The,
like,
the,
why
the,
am I
the,
doing this? Like, is this worth it? Am I wasting time? Like, you know, because there's just so many people trying to do the same thing. It's not a job interview here, here's your job, have a great 8 years or 10 years or whatever. You're fighting for a top position. And like you mentioned earlier, is it hard to get seen? You're fighting against people who have more access, you know, access to more money, people who want to invest and do more, and, or they have a better look or a better this, or I mean, I did a casting the other day, and I got through like the third round, and they were like, thank you, we've decided to go with another option. And it's part of it, but there's a blow that you get. Sometimes you're like, well, what was it? Was it this? Was it that? Was it, you're wondering what you did wrong. And then you start questioning yourself, which is, it's hard to deal with. So it's the rejection. But I think, you know, when you do get a win, and I've read about this, but like when you do get a win, it almost makes you better at what you do, because that confidence is built, right? Like you're like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, I can do this. Like somebody other than my mom believes in me, you know? So yeah, but I definitely think, to answer your question, best advice was given to me by a Disney princess. Let it go. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought it was you want to build a snowman, but
You would have thought what?
that you want to build a snowman.
Oh no, no.
No,
I don't know if that solves the world problems, but maybe, who knows? Maybe it does. I don't know.
I mean it couldn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
So what is going on for the rest of the year with you guys?
So like I said, for right now, we've got some smaller shows planned. And then our really big one that we have coming up in May, on May 22nd, at House of Blues with Gene Simmons. I'm so excited about that. Can't even tell you. Like, I still just am in awe. Like, I'm going to be super like weird fangirl with him, and like try to take a picture and just be like, because my mom was like, I saw Kiss when I was younger. No, it's just going to be really cool. But we are, like I said, we are really working on promoting the album that we have out right now. We just shot the music video for Can't You See? Our one for the trails out. We're looking at shooting another video for another one of our singles. Um, and then we are going to be getting back in studio with some new music. So hopefully that will start soon. We kind of took a hiatus a little bit after the holidays, just because, families and things like that. And it gets pretty cold here in Dallas, like in the beginning, and people just don't want to go out and do stuff. So we weren't going to be like, hey, please come to our show. It's 10 degrees outside. Like, nobody wants to go. But we're working on doing some promo events too. Like when we had our Christmas party, we sort of like were just spitballing around ideas that we thought would be cool to try to like get our name out there more and get in more media without just constantly trying to push on social. It's like, what can we do like in Dallas that's like a live event that's going to be like drawing people in, going, oh, hey, I never heard of these guys. Like, maybe we should go check out their next show. So we've been working on just really, like, for lack of a better way to put it, but brand promotion, I guess, and new ways that we can be seen, be heard, and then new music and more shows.
So at this time, I'm gonna let you leave a message for all your fans or fans to be.
Say again, sorry.
I said at this time I'm going to let you leave a message for your fans or your fans to be.
I think the one thing I would have to say is thank you. Um, I still can't believe that I am able to do something that makes me feel like I can breathe. It just got chill bumps again. Not to get deep, but like, I've been doing this since I was a kid, and ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to do something like this. And we are not anywhere near the level that we want to be at. We're working really hard to get there. But I'll never forget the first rock show that I ever went to as an adult with friends. And it was at a place here that's a big venue that changes names so many times I can't even tell you what it is now, but it's out in Grand Prairie. And I remember we had lawn seats because it was just so expensive. And I remember looking at one of the like opening bands, and I can't even remember their name. But I'm standing still in the grass, and my friends are around me, and they're drinking and they're having fun. And I just started bawling, like literally uncontrollably crying. My girlfriend was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I looked at her and I pointed at the stage, and I'm like, "I want that. I want that. And I know I can do it." So I mean, I thank my guys all the time for just giving me an opportunity to do what I love. And every time I'm on that stage, I thank whoever is in that crowd for coming out and supporting us, because we are not a huge name that everybody knows. You know, we're working on it. It just complete and utter gratitude. So that's what I would have to say is just thank you.
So you're on Facebook. You said Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere else?
We're in a couple of different streaming places, but YouTube, yeah, all our stuff's on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and then all of our stuff's on Bandcamp for like our website and merch and all that fun stuff. We actually have some really cool merch out. Lou did a really good job. I have a dress that has like our one of our like graphics on it, and it says "Lovesick Drug, Dallas, Texas." We got a lot of really awesome stuff. People tend to like our things. Like we've got, gosh, we even have hot sauce if you want to buy hot sauce. It's crazy. But yeah, we try to please everybody, so it's not just like a koozie and a t-shirt. You know, we try to have like a bunch of different things. But yeah, it's Bandcamp. I think it's like bandcamp.lovesickdrug.com or something like that. But if you go to our Instagram and our Facebook, all the links are there, and you can find us, or YouTube.
Before I let you go, I thank you once again for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
This is on Facebook, Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube.
Say again.
I'm just Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. It's gonna be on. It's on Twitch, and Twitch is just Concert Rob, and
Cool.
Facebook it's Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. I want to thank everybody that came out and listened. And eventually it might be on Podbean. I'll let everybody know when that's out. And I will see everybody tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern with Raven Black and co-host Melanie Nix. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for having me.